Welcome, America.
Hi, America.
Angel and the Wiz.
Part 3. Well, you see, we did a couple of shows, and we had the opportunity.
1.5 had really fantastic heated discussion and everything. Oh my word. We even had some bad language come out. It was passionate.
It was great.
It was aggressive.
It was all that stuff.
It had no recorded sound.
It had no sound. So now we're doing 2 new shows, and let that be a lesson to me.
Although I still think that we should have taken the first show and just dubbed over some sort of like Jackie Chan movie or something like that, and people would have been like, what the heck is
You
that?
said you lost 1.5 pounds?
I did lose 1.5 pounds.
Okay.
I don't know how I did it.
Yeah.
I have. First of all, I've been working out. I don't work out every day. Actually, yeah, but I work out, but I try to do at least 3 times a week. So I try to work out at least 3 times a week, and then I count calories, and I use this application on my phone, and you can do it online called MyFitnessPal, and I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah, a little bit, I think we have.
You put in your basic information, and then you say how much like what your goal weight is. And then it says, well, you should consume this many calories. And then if you exercise, however long you exercise, whatever it is you do, you input that into there. So then that says, well, let's say I have to eat 1,320 calories, 1,320 a day. I should eat. Minimum should eat. And then let's say I exercised today and I burned an extra 300 calories. So now that means I can eat 1,500 calories. Because they add.
Because you burn some more.
Yeah, or 1,600 because 1,300 plus 300 is 1,600. So then you just keep track of your food and you just type in whatever it is that you ate in a database and it pops up. So if I go and have a McDonald's Big Mac, I type in Big Mac and it says McDonald's, and then you click how many you had, 1, 2, and then it pops up calories.
What's the site again?
MyFitnessPal.com.
MyFitnessPal.com. Okay.
It is fantastic.
That sounds really cool.
It has a mobile application, so I have it on my phone. So if I go out to eat, such as yesterday, I was at Carrabba's. So I had a spicy chicken soup and the sirloin marsala with the garlic mashed potatoes. Oh, it was so good. But then I just, then I put in my phone and I say, well, I didn't eat all of the soup because the meal came so fast, and so I had.
I hate that.
It doesn't bother me though.
But I don't like it. I tell them when I order my meal, I said, if I'm having my salad first, I tell them I want to finish my salad before I get my meal.
Here's the reason why it doesn't bother me though. I would fill up on the soup and then I wouldn't
eat my meal.
So I don't. Okay, fine. But I asked if I could take it home, and he says, and he goes, let me check, and then he came back and he said that the containers they normally have for soup they were out of, or they had to or what they had left, they had limited quantities left, and they had to keep them on reserve for their to-go customers that were doing like curbside to go, and I was like, that's fine, that's no big deal. Because I only ate about half of the bowl. But they bring out a big bowl like this, and I'm like, this is like 3 cups of soup, and so. Anyway, and then you just kind of guesstimate your portions and things like that. So. And it works.
Well,
it's been working.
And also, just to complement that, I have also been trying to. I did a videotape and I didn't like the way I looked, and I realized I could do something about it. Okay, so what I've done is I'm having more liquids. I'm not eating later at night. I'm eating 1 really good meal a day, maybe a second one, but I'm not filling it in. In other words, I'm not eating from morning to night. I'm eating less bread, much less bread.
Yeah, bread's
because So I mean, I'm trying to, because anyway.
I know I have to eat more protein. I just do. I don't eat enough of it. And I have to have more meat, and because I don't eat enough of it, but. It's hard to cook meat for one person. I mean, it's just hard.
No, yeah, I understand.
I don't eat. I can't. I think men, it's just a genetic thing. But as a female, I can't have steak 7 nights a week. Nor can I have beef or pork or chicken. And I can't. Sometimes I'm like, I just want a salad. So
sure, but that's good having salads.
But then what I've realized with myself as I punch in the calories, I realize, this has got a lot. Like, I knew I was going to Carrabba's last night. I knew it was going to be a lot of calories. So I made sure that I ate foods for breakfast and for lunch that didn't have it. So I maybe had a salad because I wanted to eat the potatoes. And I was thinking I might have pasta, and pasta is huge. With that. So it's...
And I've also heard that pasta is good if you need the energy, but if you don't use the energy, the next day it turns to sugar.
Yes.
Yes.
That, and pasta's bad for that.
Oh, and let me just interject. We have the Playhouse 19 tape is up now on the web, and I wanted to let you know that this week we're done with the Crock Cook. The Crock Cook in its entirety is now up on the web.
Yay.
If you want to see that, okay? At Angel and the Wiz, it's at YouTube. Angel and the Wiz, no spaces. And today's song is Elegy for a Friend. And
not eulogy.
Not eulogy. Very
eulogy
good.
is what you say when somebody's dead.
Elegy is when they're still alive. And the premise of this song was that, on Playhouse 19 I explain all my songs, and I will then too, okay? And then we'll have another one next week, okay? I just wanted to interject that. Do you want to start these? Okay?
I guess.
Well, where else were we headed? Well, I mean, we did
just
the...
talking about food and diets.
Okay, well, so we did that. I mean, well, you know, we haven't been political this week.
Not that anyone heard.
And not that anyone noticed.
I'm sure
I'll tell you what.
Other people outside the studio might have been like, "What?
What is going on in there?" Okay, here. These are aphorisms, which are like sayings. I guess that's what that's for.
Although I will say that I've not heard many of these sayings.
Well, again, it's not like, you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him swim. Okay, it's not like your standard ones, but these are others. Okay, so let's just do these. So we'll have a less political show this week, maybe. Okay. The nicest thing about the future is that it always starts tomorrow.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Thank God for that.
And
because sometimes I just want to go to bed. There are times. It's more so last year where I would say to people, I'd be like, I just want to go to sleep and I want to wake up tomorrow.
Right.
Like, you know, some people say I wish I could do the day over, and I'd be like,
Right.
I don't want to do the day over.
Right. I want it to end.
Like at this point, you know, it might be like 11 o'clock in the morning, and
Right.
it's just not been going well for me.
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
I don't even want to know what's gonna happen. I just want to wake up, and I'm gonna skip over this day.
Right.
Like, just tell me how it ends when I see you tomorrow morning. Like
Right.
that's kind of what I wanted to do, but.
And could I say that, have you ever noticed, one of the things that I've noticed recently, I don't know why recently, but when you're tired and you lay down, how great it feels? It just, I mean, if you're tired and you want to go to bed and you go to bed, just laying there, it just feels so good. Okay, right.
That's true.
Money will buy a fine dog. This is really true. This is a life lesson here, okay? Money will buy a fine dog, but only kindness will make him wag his tail. Okay, then you can apply that to a lot of different things, okay? Because that's a big part of life. If you don't have a sense of humor, you probably don't have any sense at all. Okay?
That's true.
Well, I could understand that one. So, okay, let me see. What's next? Seat belts are not as confining as wheelchairs, and what's the lesson there? You know what you mean. You should always wait. Tank told me she always wears a seatbelt when she goes in a car. She told me you should always wear your seatbelt when you go in a car. Because I was trying to, you know, take the advice.
Your wife.
You know, well, this was the other.
Oh,
Angel.
another team.
The other team.
Another angel.
Yeah, okay.
Angel 1.0.
Okay. She said that one time too, Angel 1.0.
Angel 2.0.
You know, okay. But anyway, so I wanted to show her I could learn. So I do now, and so I mean I respect that. A good time.
I don't buckle my belt when I'm in the back seat though.
No, I don't. But you probably should.
That's a claustrophobic thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
well, I've never in the back
seat. And I get car sick, and if it's too hot in the back seat,
right,
and if I can get car sick, but then if I am confined by a seat belt,
right,
then the car sickness gets worse.
Really?
Yeah.
I never sit in the back. I'm either sitting in the front. Well, let me not say that. Sometimes, like if Tina and I go up to see Tink up in Citrus County, Lecanto, wherever the hell she is, and the three of us go out, I will sit in the back because the girls talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got it. When I'm driving, they sit in the back and talk. You know what I mean? That's all it is. That's how it is. How come it takes so little time for a child who is afraid of the dark to become a teenager who wants to stay out all night? And you very aptly said...
I said because there's still light outside. even when you're out at night, yeah, there's the stars, the moon, the streetlights and stuff. When you are afraid of the dark, I'm still afraid of the dark. My house is never, unless the electricity goes out, it is never pitch black in my house. Never at night. I've got little night lights all over the house. Some of it's for safety reasons because I have cats, and if it's completely dark, I'll step over one. But but I was telling about how I'm arachnophobic, and I have to have light, or else I see shadows. With the shadows of it's bad.
Well,
we'll talk about that next week, maybe.
Okay. Business conventions are important because they demonstrate how many people a company can operate without. And I think what they mean is why? Because those people are at the convention and the business is back here and it's running fine.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
Why is it that at class reunions you feel younger than everyone else looks? Well, it's because you're not walking around with a mirror unless you're a teen. Maybe you walk with teen. It never really separates from it has a mirror.
I've never been to a class reunion, so I can't tell.
Me either. I never wanted to go. I mean, I was,
I just, I liked this. I appreciate the education I received because having now been a teacher, there are much worse places I could have gotten educated. But I just never, I was treated so poorly, and so, why would I want to go back and see these people again? For any of you who watch the show, I would be sticking my middle finger up if we weren't on public access.
I'm just saying, of course you know this, but you know it too. Seems redundant to say, but I've always been odd.
Right.
So, I've never...
Why go back to there?
Yeah, why go back, and I just...
Subject yourself to whatever...
Yeah, the oddness
And everyone says people change, and I'm like, maybe, people change. I get that, but I then apologize. Tell me you're sorry for...
you can't, yeah. They don't even remember it, because 9 times out of 10, and this is just an observation, it's not always true, but let's say most times when you're young, some of the dumb things you do, you don't even realize how it impacts other people. You're so wrapped up, you're growing, especially in high school. You're going through puberty and everything else, and you're just growing, and you're so wrapped up in yourself and everything. This is the kind of stuff you pick up when you get older. Okay? You don't get it. You don't get it till you get older because you're not aware of it. And when you're older, it doesn't do you any good, but at least you can look back and understand it and maybe help other people understand it.
I did have one person about 5 years ago, send me an email out of the blue, because being a public school teacher, find my name and you can, search my name and it pops up as an employee or whatever, and click to send email. Send me an email. Said, hi, this is so-and-so. We went to high school together, and I was thinking to myself, I could forget you. And he says, sorry for being a dick back in the day.
That's nice.
And I was like,
good.
It's all good.
See, isn't that nice?
That was it. And I would love to give him a hug. I would love to see him and be like, things are okay, thank you. But another person who was just as much of a dick as that guy was calls me up and says, hey, my family's coming down to Florida, and since I work for a multi-gazillion-dollar company and it's knowledge out there, he's like, hey, can they they want to see you.
Can you get them in?
Yeah, and I was like...
Well, of all the nerve.
I was like, no.
Hey, no, I'm sorry.
Well, this is what I said. I said, well, sure, but they would have to this and this and this and this and this and this. And I was like, I responded with 15 paragraphs of instructions that they would have to follow. And I said, but I only met your family a couple of times, and I really only interacted with you, so they probably wouldn't even recognize me or be very comfortable. So I guess all of this is pointless. Have a good day. I was just so... And I called my friend up, and I was like, you're never going to guess what just happened, there's a couple people who I got along with. If they were to call me up and say, hey...
And you'd be happy to do it.
Hey, we're on a budget, but we want to do a family vacation. Can you help us out? Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Let me assist you.
This one I didn't get the first time we read it, but she pointed it out to me, and now I do get it, and I absolutely understand it. Scratch a cat, and you will have a permanent job. Because once you start scratching a kitty cat, you've been hired.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. They love it. Even Gato, I'm a crazy one. He'll come up, and he'll dig his claws. Not right now because I clipped them a couple days ago, but he'll dig his claws into my hand, lift my hand up, and then put his head under it, and then like wait for you to roll it down his body, and then if you didn't do it again, he'd do it was just
the same thing. So I know how to do this, Mom.
Yeah. It's like, this is what I want, and you will do it. And then you just start petting him, and then at some point he has enough, and then he bites you.
Goes,
and I'm like, why? And then, because then he doesn't...
he's done.
Yeah, then he doesn't want you to pet him, but he still wants to lay in your lap, and you're just like, oh my God. So,
okay.
No one has more ambition than a teenage boy who wants to buy a car. No one has more driving ambition than a teenage boy who wants to buy a car. I guess that's true. You would have been a teenage boy at some point, so.
Yeah, but it's funny. I was in the city when I was going through that driving time, and it didn't come up.
Because you didn't need a car.
I didn't really need a car.
There's the subway.
And I didn't get a car till I was much older.
It looks like it's going to be a nice day, so got a little more energy. So I'm going to go on over. I guess just give me a call. I don't know if you went on over already. But I will see if I can to Jeff Skeleton and Sally. And so it's on. So just let me know what's up if you're going on over there.
Yes, we
just be prepared for a long.
We would normally be done.
Right.
And I could have answered the phone. She waited to call.
Sorry.
But anyway, I love you a lot.
Bye. Love you a lot. She can't hear me at all. Okay.
There are no new sins. The old ones just get more publicity.
Right.
That's true.
Okay.
I would think that, especially when you hear like...
Yeah, because they're the same sins.
Yeah, murder, and it's all televised, or the one teacher who was doing a murder for hire for another teacher because they had a disagreement about something.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't really know all the details. I wanted to know, but I had just heard about it because I don't really... You would think that I'm home more, so I would turn the news on and stuff, and I really don't, because...
No.
Then what happens...
It's not really you.
Yeah, if I get up and... I mean, I should say, it's not really... It's not so much the news part, but, like, if people... I could watch, like, Good Morning America or something in the morning if I wanted to, but then what happens is the moment I turn on the TV and I sit down, then it's, like, I kind of zone out, and I'm just engrossed in what's going on, and I might have to work out, or do laundry, or a job, even though I work from home, and it's easy to get distracted, so...
Okay.
There are worse things than getting a call for a wrong number at 4 a.m. Like, it could be the right number.
Right.
That's very scary.
And at that time of day, it's going to be trouble of some type.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No one ever says it's only a game when their team is winning. That's true.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Because it's not only a game when you're winning. It's only a game when you're losing.
What was that? I mean, that whole thing about the referees...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you the funny... Someone put a picture up on Facebook.
Okay.
That said, Wisconsin... Something about Wisconsin with unions. They don't care about... They don't care about unions when it's teachers or education.
Right.
But they care about unions when it comes to football or something. Some sort of ridiculous comparison about how...
Right.
Because it was the Packers and the whole state was, like, getting ready to riot against the referees or something.
Yeah, well, that's because they had some bad calls. But let me tell you something. As a fan, I see bad calls every game.
It's only a game. It was only a game,
That's
people.
right. But they lost.
Oh,
and that's why they
crazy.
freaked out. Okay.
I've reached the age where happy hour is a nap. I'm close.
And that does happen. There's no two ways about that.
I'm close to that. Be careful about reading the fine print. There's no way you're going to like it. That's
okay,
true.
and that brings me back to that other thing that I said on that other show we did, that, especially on TVs, on the TV, and you see this thing come up at the end of the commercial with all of this writing nobody could possibly read. Now, my guess is they put it up because there's some regulation that says they must, but it's a stupid regulation for two reasons. One, nobody can read it, so who are you kidding? And number two, if you can't read it, what's the point of having it up there? Nobody can see it. It's like when and that's the other thing that freaks me out. This product, and it comes on.
It's like those drug commercials.
Yes, and then they spend half the commercial telling you could die, you could get syphilis, you could do this, you could do that, you could...
But they talk so fast, and you're like, wait, Did he just say syphilis?
You know, yeah.
What?
You know, yeah, and I mean, but and then they say, hey, you can take this. This will help this
Ask
problem.
your doctor, and I'm like,
right.
I would not.
And here's all the side effects that can happen to you, including that you could die by taking. You know, why are you offering me this product? If it has this, well, it's just a potential. There's a lot of people that could get it and not have a problem, and they spend more time telling you what could happen to you as a side effect than they do telling you what it cures. Yeah, what it does.
Well, here's my thing. Why are you advertising? I never understood this now because I can't prescribe myself medication.
Right.
My doctor can.
Right.
So why are you advertising to me about some sort of prescribed medication that great. I'll go to my doctor and say you need to give me Viagra because the TV told me so, and he and I would have to have a very long conversation about it. You know, like that's just I just don't get it.
And I am very happy to be able to solve this particular one for you. Those commercials are to get you to, because you notice most times it says ask your doctor, consult with your physician before using this or any other product. They want you to go into your doctor and request their product.
I don't want to do that.
That's what it's about.
I don't want to do that because it's not good. I was given muscle relaxers and prescription strength ibuprofen for my back.
Right.
And I don't ever want that again either. And I didn't even ask my doctor about it. They just gave it to me.
Here, take these. These are great.
Yeah.
If you don't want them, you can sell them.
I even told him. Well, yeah. I'm going to keep them.
I'm sorry.
I'm keeping those
suckers.
suckers.
I kept mine too, but I've never used them.
But, yeah, I used them one night. Did I tell you that? I used them.
I
think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I might have mentioned it. I had injured my back, and then I had muscle relaxers, and I took one.
Oh yeah, and it didn't hang around.
Yeah, it was like 24 hours, and I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't do it. So I went to my doctor the following week, and I was like, dude, like
I can't do this.
Can't do these. He's like, well, just take the ibuprofen. And I was like, I did take the ibuprofen.
You're also small. You're light, so your body weight is not enough.
So I told him, I said, I did take the ibuprofen. That makes me sleepy. Like, I'm either loopy, like I'm drunk or high, or I'm tired. And I said, either way, I can't function on either of these pills. I said, what can I do? He's like, well, just take regular Tylenol. And I'm like, but that doesn't help the pain.
Now, where are you at?
The fine print.
Okay, go ahead. We have a minute and 30 seconds.
The trouble with bucket seats is that not everybody has the same size bucket.
For lack of a better word.
Here's my favorite one. Do you realize that in about 40 years, we'll have thousands of old ladies running around with tattoos, and rap music will be the golden oldies?
That's right. It'll be you'll have think of this. There are probably some places now where Led Zeppelin is elevator music. You know, the covers of it. You know.
That's true. I was just thinking about the tattoos, and you know, like I mentioned before, we have the women who get the tattoos, and then they become grandmas, and you get the saggy arms, and then like I remember, you know, like, what is this? And you know, can you see, Grandma? What's that odd tattoo of what? You know.
I got you.
I don't know.
What's next?
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to read these last ones.
How come?
Well, I mean, we will, but maybe save that for the next show.
Oh, okay. Well, we have 40 seconds. Okay, so we'll save we'll finish these because I have.
You have
1, 2,
and I have 2. We'll finish
so we have 3 or 4 for next week. Okay, so this week's song is from Playhouse 19.
Elegy.
It's called Elegy for a Friend.
To?
What's that?
Who was it written for?
It was written for a gentleman named Bob Merritt, who's out on the West Coast now, and I was going through a tough day, and because what Elegy for a Friend is really about is, well, here, you're going to find out.
Do something good every day and volunteer at your local animal shelter.
Ciao.
You know what I mean? Every kid, you know, what do you got? No, look at everybody else got a wireless one. I still got one with a cord. I mean, it's scary. You could get killed up here. You know? Now, everybody, dig this. You see all these people in this room here? And you want to know something? And you don't even know each other, but you all experienced what I'm about to sing about. Every single one of you. Every single one. You want to know why? Because we are human beings. And at one time or another, every single solitary one of us has walked out of the room, hoping, praying, desperately needing someone to care enough to come get us and bring us back. Okay, we all been there. This is a song I wrote. I was practicing in Greenwich Village in these days. It's called Elegy for a Friend. And I wait for the limousine that never comes, and I pray on the star that turns to rum, and I find myself becoming unreal because of what I know I must feel. But people can't stare at what they don't see, and when they're looking, they never see me. Someone has come to lead me back home, and inside my heart I'm so glad it was shown. This lonely friend who helped me today, he brought tears to my eyes with a feeling that stayed. But people can't stand at what they don't see, and when they're looking, they never see me. Tomorrow it may be some distant friend